So just a review of the video you just watched. Composition of functions are a function that is created from performing two functions one after another. It's denoted by parentheses f of g of x, which is how we say that. And remember that this circle right here is not a multiplication symbol. Okay, it's an open circle, it's not a multiplication, it's telling you need to do a composition. So pause the video and copy this down. Now we're going to do an example. So again, pause, copy the example down, and then hit play once you're done. So if I want to evaluate f of g of -2, I do g of -2 first. So do this part first, which is g of -2. So I'm going to do g of -2. I substitute -2 into g, which was 3x plus 2. So that's 3 times -2 plus 2, which ends up giving me -4. Now, this -4 is the new input into the function f. So it's the new input into the f function. So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to do f of -4. So I plug in -4 into x squared, I get -4 squared, which is 16. So the composition f of g of -2 equals 16. Pause if you didn't get any of that, and then hit play when you're ready. Now we're going to find f of g of 1, and again, this is just a different way to write the notation there. So for this one, again, we're going to do g of 1 first. This piece goes first, so g of 1 equals 3 times 1 plus 2, which is 5. And now this goes into f. So f of 5 equals 5 squared, which is 25. So f of g of 1 is equal to 25. Again, pause as needed, and then pause to do the next problem once you're done. This time I have g of -3, so I'm going to do g of -3, find that, and then plug it into g again. So g of -3 is 3 times -3 plus 2, which ends up giving me -9 plus 2, which is -7. Now I'm going to plug -7 into the other g. So this time I'm going to do g of -7, which is 3 times -7 plus 2. 3 times -7 is -21, plus 2 gives me -19, so g of -3 equals -19. That's the last example we have for the evaluating piece. Now I'm going to do an example of using the equation piece together. So copy what you need to, pause if you need to, and then move on to the next problem. For this problem, they want me to do f of g of x. So I don't have anything here to plug in for x. So what that's saying is take g of x, and I'm going to plug that in to f for x, because really this is f of g of x in the parentheses here. So this part right here is going in to function f where x is. So in this problem, f of g of x is going to be equal to f of 4x minus 6. So it's saying take 4x minus 6 and plug it in where x is in the function f. So that means I'm going to do 2 times 4x minus 6 and then plus 3. And then I just combine like terms, I distribute if I need to. So simplify it, I distribute, I get 8x minus 12 plus 3. And then -12 plus 3 is -9, so it's 8x minus 9. So f of g of x equals 8x minus 9. I'm going to do one more example like that. This time I'm going to do g of f of x. G of f of x. So for this one, I'm starting with g and I'm inputting f into that. And f was 2x plus 3. So I'm starting with g, I input 2x plus 3. So that means that g was 4x minus 6, so I have 4 times 2x plus 3 and then minus 6. And again, I'm going to simplify, so I'm going to distribute. I get 8x plus 12 minus 6, and then when I combine my like terms, I end up with 8x and then plus 6. So g of f of x in this case would be 8x plus 6. Okay, pause if you need to, rewind, whatever you need to do for your notes, and then try some practice.